Yo, I got a question. What should my jump shot feel like? What should my jump shot feel like? I've been told what my jump shot should look like by countless people over my lifetime, but no one has ever told me what my jump shot should feel like. And this is important. I don't care what my jump shot... Alright. Let me come from a new perspective here. The way that we teach shooting and the way that we learn shooting is often based on what it should look like. And what I mean like that is, people tell you where you should put your hands on the basketball. People tell you the angle that you should have of your elbow. People tell you your angle of your feet to the basket. People tell you where your shooting pocket should be from. And the issue is, if you're teaching me and you're saying my shot should look a certain way, and I'm doing this without video, if I don't know what my shot looks like and I'm changing it to something else, not knowing what my shot looks like based on some arbitrary way that it should look, my once natural feeling shot is now going to feel unnatural. I still don't know what it looks like, and it's still based on some way that it should look, which it probably doesn't look. It probably looks unnatural, it probably feels unnatural, and it probably misses, and that's why we got all these people with messed up shots. If stories sound familiar to you, because it sounds familiar to me. I changed my shot based on what I thought it should look like, and it turns out that it looked fine. Like I dipped and I had a low release and all these things, and people told me it should look a certain way, and I didn't even know what anything looked like. So first thing is, if you really care what your shot looks like, get a video camera, record yourself, compare it to what NBA players are doing. Okay. I'm trying to change the paradigm completely though and say, screw what your shot looks like, let's worry about what your shot feels like. Your shot should look like X. We've all heard this a million times. What should my shot feel like? Now we're talking. Okay. I think the way to learn shooting and the way to help people learn shooting, note that I don't say teaching, is probably helping them understand the physics behind shooting and what the shot should feel like. So I'll talk about how I perceive the physics to be as I aspire to improve my jump shot, and how I believe it should feel for me. And how it feels for me might be different from how it feels for you. Okay. What my jump shot feels like. I want it to feel like when I am in my shooter's pocket position, the ball is a ball of energy that comes from the center of my body when my body is at peak tension and is released off my index finger, allowing my body to relax. Okay, well, why these things? Alright, first of all, I want the ball to come off my index finger, or sorry, my middle finger. A lot of shooters shoot with their index finger. I'm a middle finger guy. I'm middle finger dominant. It feels natural to me. It's the center of the hand. It makes sense. So I want the ball, while I'm at peak tension, to feel like it's coming off my middle finger, and to feel like my middle finger is facing the basket the entire time as my middle finger aims. I want it to feel like I'm aiming the entire way through the shot. That's how I want it to feel. Now, I want the ball, I want it to feel rangy. I want it to feel limitlessly rangy and powerful. I want it to feel like my elbow is directly underneath the ball, and my elbow is pushing the ball to the basket as if I'm punching someone upwards, but with my middle finger facing the basket the entire time. And that is how I'm creating all this force and this power, and this is the source of my infinite range, is the feeling of my elbow underneath the ball. Is that feeling. Now, I'm not saying my elbow is underneath the ball, but I want it to feel as if it is, okay? Because it's competing with this force of my finger facing the rim. Okay, makes sense? Now, I want my guide hand. I want my shooting hand, its job, it should feel as if it's not competing with my shooting hand at all. I want it to feel as if its job is to keep this from going left or right. It's to keep it center, and its job is not to aid in shooting the ball at all. Its job is to merely hold the ball and keep it steady, to keep it as my middle finger faces the rim. That's how I want it to feel. Now I said I want the ball to feel as if it's coming from the center of my body, as my abdominals and my glutes and my core. This is the most powerful source of muscles in my body. These are the biggest muscles in my body. So if I dip down, that's totally fine. This is where my shot is going to start, and that's fine. I'm not concerned with how it looks. I'm concerned with how it feels. And I'll get back to how it looks. So I want to start with flexed abdominals, flexed glutes. I want to be flexed all the way down to my toes. Where my toes, I have the feeling as if my feet and my whole feet, I want it to feel as if my whole feet are on the ground and they're spreading the ground outwards. I'm tearing the floor, and what that's doing is it's creating external rotation and it's keeping tension in my body. I want to feel as if I'm at my tensest the moment before I rise up into my shot. I'm at complete tension from my abdominals and my glutes all the way down to my toes. But my shoulders are relaxed. And I want it to feel as if my shoulders are relaxed so that my right arm can aim and just reach with that middle finger and put it in the basket, and there's no competition, no tension between these two shoulders. But I want my power to come from my legs, and I want it to feel like I'm spreading the ground and feel like there's unlimited tension in my body from my lower body. And I want to, when I shoot, I want it to feel like it's a release of this tension. Like shooting is not an effort, like shooting is a release of that effort. Shooting should be relaxing. It should feel as if I'm relaxing my body when I'm going to that shot. And it should feel as if I have infinite range, as if I have infinite arc, as if I have infinite power, and that my accuracy is as simple as pointing at the hoop with my middle finger, and it should go into the basket every time. That's how it should feel. And if I go based on these feelings and I record and I look what it looks like, at this point, finally, it will look like what the elite are doing. But I can't get to that level without going based off of what it should feel like based on the way that my body works. So I encourage you to steal parts of this if you want, as you figure out what your jump shot should feel like, and then maybe record yourself and see what it looks like. It might not feel exactly the same to you, it might not look exactly the same, but I hope this opens your mind to the paradigm, a new paradigm, a new way of training, a new way of teaching and learning based on what your jump shot should feel like, not what your jump shot should look like. Because when you go on a look-to-like, you get an unnatural feeling shot, an unnatural looking shot, and a shot that doesn't go in. So just go based on feel, I think. Don't worry about angles. I don't care what my angles are. Do not care. I care what it feels like. And I'll check in the video. And you know, my shot is continuing to get better, but it looks solid to me. So hope that helps you guys. All right, I wanted to add to my feeling without recording a whole new video. So I'm gonna add that. And imagining this, and this is going to help me with my shot immensely, I imagine. Not only do I want my elbow underneath the ball, I want my entire body underneath the ball. And what this does is, I'm going to have the feeling of my entire body being underneath the ball, and I'm going to have the feeling of the ball carrying me with it to the rim. Right? I want the feeling that my entire body is underneath the ball and the ball carries me with it towards the rim. And what this does, this feeling gives me the sweep and sway, right? So I'm going to find the feeling of the turn, of lining my my middle finger up to the rim. The feeling of the dip, centering my body with tension. And the feeling of getting my entire body underneath the ball with the elbow and releasing, and the ball pulling me towards me, which is the sweep and sway. So wanted to add that piece.